This car is stylish, safe, reliable, comfortable and affordable. This is not me talking, this is Honda talking about its all-new car for India. Welcome to Car and Bike. My name is Girish Karkera and today I am with the third generation Honda Amaze. The car has got a new look, an updated engine and a whole new list of equipment. The first generation Amaze came to India in 2013. It was a 3-box version of the cute little Brio hatchback, and as a consequence, this sedan was also cute. Now that's not a very ideal situation in hindsight, so Honda changed it completely in 2018 with a much bigger looking Honda Amaze, and it did so well at one point it outsold even the mighty Honda City. So now in an all-new avatar, let's deep dive and see whether this car is still to be amazed about. But before that, a friendly reminder to subscribe to the Car and Bike YouTube channel. Let's go. If you haven't seen our extensive walk-around video that we've already posted a few days ago, let me quickly run you through the design and the dimensions of the new Amaze. Now, in terms of platform, it is still the same as what it was before, but they've built an all-new design and a different looking Amaze here. If you see, it's gone in for a more flatter and a more in-your-face look. The front especially gets a very Elevate-like grille, and a lot of you have even compared it to the Elevate. The biggest standout point here are the new headlamps. Now Honda says that not only is this high-tech, but also that it has better throw than before, so it can light up the road pretty well. The bumpers are all new, fog lamps in the bumper as well. The headlamps have integrated DRLs as well as turn indicators. There is a chrome bar running on top, plus you also get a signature package which can have more chrome on the sides and overall with this car. If you come into the profile of, it's absolutely the same size as before. The only change or the only difference to the previous generation Amaze, as this has gone marginally wider. In terms of overall length, the size of the wheelbase and the height, it remains the same. Now, if I were to put it in perspective with the segment's biggest rival, the Maruti Suzuki Dzire, then this is almost the same length. The width is slightly lesser than a Dzire and is slightly shorter than a Dzire as well. The only thing where it beats the Dzire, however, is in ground clearance. Wheel sizes have also changed with the Amaze. Now it comes with 14 and 15-inch wheels, 14 for the base version and 15 for the higher two trims. Now let's look at the rear of the car, and again a very familiar look as you might have seen on another Honda car, which is the Honda City. The tail lamps especially, and the way the boot has been angled, it looks very similar to the Honda City. What you don't see here is also that you can get an accessory in the term of a wing on the rear, which comes as an accessory package. So it still looks a little boxy like before, and also rather large boot, which is around 460 liters. Now let us look at the interiors of the third generation Honda Amaze, and the first thing that strikes you when you enter is the expanse or the space that the cabin provides. Now Amaze was always known for this, and the third generation kind of continues it with a more premium looking cabin. So if you look at the front, there is a really wide dashboard which is enhanced by a design that makes it look even wider. The visibility from here is really great, and that also enhances your sense of space. The dashboard is not dominated by screens. They're still to get there. Instead, you get two reasonably sized screens, not the biggest of the lot. And the instrument cluster is something which is really nice. It's crisp, it's a twin dial, and you can customize it as well in terms of what information that you need it to provide. So it's really crisp and easy to look at. The touch screen is new. However, in the whole scheme of things, to me it probably looks a bit too small for a car that is so wide. At the front, There are 4 vents for the AC. They've also put a 4 vent right in the dashboard. Some might find it a little odd, but you have to remember that this kind of reflects how the grille of the car is. The climate control switches look sleek and elegant. One of the biggest changes here is the appearance of a wireless charging pad here, and there is a neat little button that you can switch on and off to start the charging or stop it. Bottle holders everywhere in the center console, on the doors. The fit and finish feels solid. Now, compared to any modern car, the number of touch buttons are lesser, and Honda is still giving physical buttons, which a kind of old school car guy like me likes. The steering wheel, a tad too big, but again, the button feels lovely to touch and feels sophisticated. Are there any misses? Yes, it does not get any ventilated seats, which is probably asking a bit too much for a sub 4 meter sedan. There are no power switches for the driver as well. Any real misses? Well, from a convenience point of view, they have given only USB charging ports at the front. Probably a Type-C, given most modern phones use that now, would have been nice. And another miss, that is, I think, is the center armrest here, for the front seats at least. This, however, is available as an paid accessory. In terms of seat comfort, the seats are wide, they are well cushioned, a bit on the firmer side, but you'll probably like it that way because these would be long lasting. It only comes with fabric upholstery. There is no leatherette option on this car yet. However, it comes with seat cover options which are ventilated, as well as has massage function, but both of these are accessorized and you need to pay more for it. A very simple and practical place is what the rear of the Amaze has been made into. First thing that you will really like is the space in terms of legroom and knee room both. This is my seating position. I am 5'8", and as you can see, there is loads of space. What I also like is the way the seat has been designed. It sort of cocoons you from the side, and the cushioning is nice. There is good under thigh support as well as the backrest angle. Now, the Amaze is designed as a 5-seater, so 3 passengers at the rear is possible, and they have tried to accommodate that by even providing a central headrest, which a lot of other cars do not provide, as well as a 3-point seat belt for all the 3 passengers here. Only problem is that the floor room for the center passenger might be an issue. So best thing is have only 2 passengers, plus you get the rear armrest with the cup holders. Again, at the rear, AC vents makes its appearance in the Amaze. While you can change the direction, there is no way to adjust the speed. There is a power outlet. There is no direct Type-C or USB type charging outlets here, which is a bit of a miss. And one of the things that you will note if you have seen other cars is there is no option of a sunroof here. What Honda says is it has rather equipped this car with more safety features rather than just creature comforts, which are not very practical in India. Now, that is something to be argued about, but I kind of think that it makes sense. The new Amaze is powered by a 1.2-litre 4-cylinder petrol engine only. There is, of course, no diesel, no CNG option at the factory level. However, the brand does allow dealer fitment for CNG. The engine makes around 66 kilowatts of power, that is equivalent to around 87 bhp, and 110 Newton meters of torque at its best. By virtue of it being a 4-cylinder, it feels refined. There is not much vibrations coming through, and although they have done a lot to improve the overall NVH levels of the Amaze, and I'm sure this is much better than what the previous generation Amaze managed, but still a fair bit of noise does creep in. While there is only one engine option, there are 2 transmission options. One is a 5-speed manual, which I am driving right now. There is also a CVT and comes with paddle shifters. In this manual box, the throws are precise and short, so you know exactly when you've slotted the gear shifter. That apart, you need to build up a little bit of engine revs to get the torque going for this car. But if you're maintaining a certain level of speed, then pulling it in third from as low as 700 RPM also is not an issue. Honda claims that this manual can give up to 18 plus kilometers per liter. Now we need to test it. The CVT can go up to 19 kilometers per liter, which is even better. So on an average, in real world conditions, you could look at around 14 to 15 kilometers per liter of fuel efficiency from the Honda Amaze. For driver convenience, the steering wheel gets tilt steering control, not for reach though, and it comes with electric power assistance, which is quite helpful. It does inspire a certain level of confidence when you're driving it, especially at fast speeds or through fast corners. Comfort is another USP of this car, and while you can hear a certain level of noise, especially road noise and even engine noise, wind noise is fairly well controlled. The suspension is a bit on the softer side, and faster undulating roads, you can get thrown around a bit. It can be a bit uncomfortable at slow speeds on really bad roads, possibly not the benchmark for this segment. So overall, while it may not exactly be a fun car, but it's a confident car, and if you're driving on long drives, if you're not in a hurry, this car can be an apt companion. The Amaze gets level 2 driver assist systems, so it's a whole suite of features which includes adaptive cruise control, also includes auto brakes, lane assist and lane departure warning. Having used it for a while now, we feel that this is very well tuned for the Indian conditions. It ensures that it doesn't overreact, which we've seen in certain international cars which use the thresholds which are prevalent in the foreign and more advanced market. But in the chaotic Indian conditions, the Honda sensing and the ADAS features that the Amaze has is probably one of the best that we've seen so far. On some other points which is not very obvious, they've done a lot to ensure that the driver has a nice view around. They also ensured that the vision between, say, the A-pillar and the mirror, they've kept a gap intentionally so that you get a view of the road outside, which would otherwise have been a blind spot. Now, the Amaze has been an ideal car for a lot of families, going by the numbers that it has sold and the kind of customers that it has got. And a lot of them, of course, are sitting behind. On the move, it is as comfortable as it was when you tried sitting in the car when it was standing. It comes with a rather conventional suspension setup, but it's simple and works pretty well. You get a sense of space. It's a good view outside, including through the windows. There are no premium or features to pamper the rear customers. There are no sunblinds. These features cannot be offered here. The plastics may not look very premium, but they don't look cheap, and I think that's a nice way to go about it. It isn't very obvious where corners have been cut, and Honda has been very clever with it. I like the seating position from where you can actually be comfortable even on long rides when someone else is driving. And like I mentioned, there is a AC vent, but there are no controls. But the AC cooling at the rear is more than sufficient. It's really hot outside. We are in Goa. It's almost mid-30s, but with the temperature setting at around 24 as well, the rear is fairly comfortable. But it's a fairly simple and clean space. There's not much pampering or anything to make it very plush or premium. Most of the action there is at the front, but it gets the basics right. Now, the Amaze is a Honda customer's entry-level step. It has never been a product that is known for its lavishness or premiumness, but that is exactly what Honda has tried to do here. But to make it even more interesting, they're giving it features such as ADAS, which is not available in a price that it comes at. With the starting price that is just 100 rupees short of 8 lakhs and the top variant which is at 100 rupees short of 11 lakhs, Honda says that this is an introductory price for the next month and a half. With a 1.2-litre 4-cylinder engine, it is rather unique in its segment. It's a car that will make for a practical runabout for everyday Indian users. If that is what you're looking for, then the Amaze is definitely a car that you should consider. It is not a flashy, in-your-face car, but it packs enough punch to make sense. And that has always been the Amaze's story. If you've liked this video, do share it with family and friends, and don't forget to keep following Current Bike.